myself for an hour. please remain standing for our presentation of the colors, our national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the lands we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Welcome to the 12th commencement exercises at Flagler Branch High School. At this time, I would like to recognize our Hall County School Board members. Chairman, Mr. Nate Morris. Vice Chair, Mr. Craig Harrington. Mr. Brian Sloan, Mr. Sam Chapman, Mr. Bill Thompson, the Honorable State Representative Emery Donahue, and our Superintendent, Mr. Will Schofield. Parents, board members, and students, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you for providing the support, guidance that has fostered the success of these fine young women and men. I want to take a few minutes today to tell you about a small but powerful acronym, one that I think can shape your life. I call it PEP. PEP stands for passion, enthusiasm, and perseverance. I'm going to share with you briefly why I feel that these three words can be a catalyst for your life. From the time that you were old enough to talk, you probably remember people asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And most of your life, more than likely, you had an answer to this arduous question. As I stand before you today, I would challenge that those people were asking you the wrong question. The question they should have asked you, and quite frankly, the question we should ask as educators is, what is your passion? Now, I'm not referring to your latest girlfriend or boyfriend. The passion that I'm referring to is the one thing that makes you get up in the morning. The one thing that is in your heart, your intuition. Passion is what drives you, intrigues you, and the one thing that you could do all day long. Over the last 13 years, we have prepared you academically for life after graduation. Work, military, college or university studies. For these endeavors, you are ready. Then again, what the world needs is people who are passionate. Steve Jobs stated, "Because people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do." True happiness comes when you do what you're most passionate about. Passion shapes our existence and fuels the fire of inspiration. I believe that Howard Thurman may have stated it best when he said, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and go do it." Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. The second word to remember is enthusiasm. To me, enthusiasm is a state of excitement, inspiration, enjoyment, and motivation. Individuals find that they are attracted to those people who are enthusiastic. Let's think about that for just a moment. Would you rather be surrounded by a bunch of Eeyores whose interpretation of the world is monotone and depressing? Or would you rather be surrounded by people who are like Tigger, full of excitement and positive energy? You see, I want to associate with those people who are enthusiastic and positive. There are enough negative people in the world as it is today. So find your passion and have enthusiasm, and you will also find success. The last letter of the word PEP is perseverance. Simply stated, perseverance is a persistent state of action in spite of obstacles or discouragement. In short, how do you respond to adversity? The ability to persevere will be a companion to you throughout your lives. The question is, when the roadblocks of life arise, will it be stumbling blocks or stepping stones? Many of you have shown perseverance by the fact that you're sitting here today. Today represents a culmination of hard work, struggle, effort, and yes, a few tears. More than luck, talent, or even brain power, perseverance is the trait. More than any other, it will empower you to have the life you dream of. And the best part about it is that unlike talent, luck, and brain power, perseverance is what you can choose to have. Remember, fear is your enemy. What a shame if you let fear stop you from going after what you really want in life. Learn from criticism, but don't dwell on it. Perseverance will see you through. Now that you have come to the end of your high school careers, you each have a decision to make. What will be your finish line? What is your passion? What makes you come alive? There are many things that you can't control, but you can have pep, passion, enthusiasm, and perseverance to reach your finish line. I will leave you today with an old Irish saying, "May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God keep you safe in the palm of his hand." We are the Falcons, and this is the branch. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, class of 2014, this is it. The end. The end of high school, K through 12, a chapter of your life. But it's not as ominous as it sounds. Some people tell us, welcome to the real world, like what's going to happen next in our lives is something to be afraid of. In some ways it is. But to me, an end of a certain chapter in our lives means that something new is beginning. And that sounds much better. I was chosen to speak today because of an incredibly narrow set of characteristics. If life was about sitting at a desk from 8 to 4, memorizing dates, then yeah, I'd be pretty good at it. But being good at life is about so much more. It's about the ability to connect with people, to love, to fall, and to make something of ourselves in our short time here. I I wish that each of us could have a say in what is set up on this stage today, because we have all had vastly different experiences these past few years. I can only hope that most of us look back on this time together fondly. But something I do know for sure is that what happens next in our lives is completely in our control. Some of us are going to college, some of us are traveling the world, and some of us are wandering around the country playing concerts. Regardless, I know that this class is diverse in its talents. In this very room, we have our future missionaries, athletes, musicians, doctors, business leaders, and the list goes on. The next few years are important. We will step out alone, faced with choices and paths that we will have never encountered. Even inevitably, we will trip, stumble, fail, but we are defined by how we pick ourselves up and carry on. I know we will be successful in whatever we endeavor because of the things that make up a graduate of Flowery Branch High School. There's a reason why our music department is award-winning. There's a reason why our sports teams win region and state championships year after year. There's a reason why our student sections are the most spirited. Our school, this class, is made up of people of the most. So as we leave those crowded halls for the big world, I leave you with a quote from our hero, Kanye West. If you have the opportunity to play this game called life, you have to appreciate every moment. So let's conquer the world, class of 2014. And as Dr. Carter put it, we are the Falcons, and this is the branch.
It's hard to believe that we're here. Has it really been 4 years since we first walked into this school as cocky little freshmen who thought we were all that because we were in high school now? Of course, that arrogance went away rather quickly. I'm pretty sure some seniors in cowboy hats on the first Friday of the year had something to do with that. Time has flown by furiously, leaving only in its wake countless memories. I'm not going to stand up here and tell them all to you, because each one of you has your own favorite moments that you hold close to your heart, and you don't need me to recount them. You couldn't forget them if you tried. For some of us, these memories are with friends. For others, they involve our athletic programs or the arts. And for many of us, they involve Friday Night Lights and our legendary dark side. Regardless of what your best memories of these past 4 years entail, these moments have helped shape all of us into the people we are now, sitting here in cap and gown, about to graduate and go on to bigger and better things. Of course, in our big shining moment, we can't forget to thank all of the people who have helped us get this far. Our parents, who helped us out whenever we needed it, except when it involved math homework, in which case many ran away in terror. Unless you're the littles. Our teachers, who actually helped us with our homework, as well as showed us our passions and fostered our growth as learners. Our coaches, who watched us mature not only in athletic skill, but in personal character as well. Our friends, who stood by us through everything, even ridiculous drama and, in my case, many blonde moments. It's through their efforts that we're here today, standing on the border between childhood and the real world. Yes, that's right. After 13 years in school, we're finally entering the infamous real world. We'll be on our own, making our own decisions, and living our own lives. Everyone's telling us the world's our oyster, and that we need to enter it with hard and fast decisions about what we want to do and who we want to be. But class of 2014, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Not everything will turn out exactly the way you expect it to. In the real world, not everything ends with a happily ever after. That's reserved for fairy tales. Life is full of challenges, and we make mistakes. We're human. We mess up. A lot. But you know what? That's what makes life fun. No one ever told a great story about how everything went according to plan. J.K. Rowling put it best. It is impossible to live without failing at something. Unless you live so cautiously that you might as well have not lived at all, in which case you have failed by default. As we go out into this scary, real world, whatever that may mean for all of us, here's my challenge for you. Live fearlessly. Take risks. Make mistakes. Have fun. No one ever regrets the adventures they had. They regret the adventures they never took. You may have little bumps in the road, little failures along the way, but you'll get over them and you'll grow from them. And that's the biggest success of all.
Well, good afternoon, Falcons. That is pitiful. Come on, Falcons. That meant it's your place. Before I make a couple of comments and confer your diplomas, could I ask family, faculty, and friends to congratulate this incredible record-sized set of graduates, the class of 2014. And could we also take this moment to thank Pastor Franklin and Free Chapel for letting us use this beautiful facility. You know, as your superintendent of schools, graduates, I really only have one official duty today, and that's to confer your diplomas. To tell your Board of Education that you have completed the requirements to graduate so that it's official. But in my 15 years of being a superintendent of schools, I've never missed this opportunity. One last time to give our seniors a little bit of what I call unsolicited advice. I realized that it was Thoreau who said, never take the advice of an old man, because the only advice that he's going to give you is going to be in those areas in which he's failed. And maybe that's true, but I'm still not going to let you off the hook today. You know, if you'd just give me 5 or 10 minutes, let me challenge you and let me frame it this way. Rather than looking at it as advice, let me challenge you as I try to give you a few kernels of truth as you graduate here in May 2014. You know, I recently read that the average American will tell 200 lies a day. We can chuckle about that, we can think that it's funny, but it concerns me as a father. If what we've become as a culture is a group of people that lie that easily, that have lost a grasp and an appreciation for that which is true. And so today I just want to give you 3 kernels of truth. The first kernel of truth is this, and I guess after I tell it to you, I'll only have 199 lies left today. And that is that ever since you were little kids, some of us that care about you the most have told you a little white lie. And it goes something like this: great minds think alike. Let me suggest to you that very little that you've ever learned or very little that you've ever heard could be much further from the truth. Great minds indeed do not think alike. An author by the name of Robert Fulghum tells the story of a young pastor who shows up at his office one morning at about 7:30 and his phone rings and it's his preschool teacher. And she said, "Pastor, I've got some bad news for you. I've been in a car wreck and I'm not going to be able to make it to class today. You're the teacher. And the 4-year-olds are going to start showing up in 15 minutes. Well, by 8 o'clock, this young pastor is surrounded by 15 little 4- and 5-year-olds, and he's really not sure what to do with them. So he harkens back to his own preschool days. And he says, children, come up here, gather around, crisscross applesauce. You guys remember that? Kindergarten. He said, we're going to play a game today, and the game is called Giants, Wizards, and Dwarfs. And the first thing that you children need to do is decide what you're going to be. Are you going to be a giant, a wizard, or a dwarf? Well, about this time, the pastor feels a tugging on his pant leg, and he looks down into the eyes of a beautiful, curly-headed little girl, and she looks at him and she said, Pastor, where do the mermaids stand? He said, no, sweetheart, there are no mermaids. There's giants, wizards, and dwarfs. And she says, Pastor, that's just not true. For you see, I am a mermaid. graduating class of 2014, it's tough to be different. It's tough not to succumb to the pressures of culture which are going to try to push you down their roads, to look at life a little differently, to uncover ideas that people maybe have held very true for generations. But let me challenge you that the fruit is found by individuals who are willing to think and act differently. General Electric in the year 2011 did a study, and they interviewed senior level leaders from companies, from nonprofits, from governmental organizations all over the world. I think there were 13 countries involved. And they asked a number of questions, but as a father and as your superintendent, one of the questions that I was very interested in is they asked this question: what would an individual who is joining your organization, what skill would they need to have in order to be successful? 13 countries, over 1,000 respondents, and 75% of the respondents said this, said our organization needs innovators, entrepreneurs, and creators. We need individuals who will come into our businesses, who come into our government organizations, and who become a part of the fabric of who we are, but who will challenge us to become more. The world does not need 381 more minds that think like everyone else. The world needs a handful of minds, a handful of Flowery Branch graduates who will dare think differently. Can you imagine where our world would be if John the Baptist, Aristotle, Mother Teresa, or Abraham Lincoln had thought like her? Dare to think differently. Graduates, the second truth that I would challenge you with today, if you will dare to think differently, is to spend some time in your quietest moments and from the pit of your souls, craft your own definition of success. You know, we look around and if you're not careful, success will be defined for you. And it may sound something like this. Who's got the most money? Who lives in the nicest house? Who drives the nicest car? Who'd you marry? What are the titles after your name? Let me suggest to you that true success, that true significance ought to be defined with a definition that you craft very personally. Nobody has the perfect definition for success, but I sure do like Emerson's. And Emerson said this, he said, success. Ah, success. Success is to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. It's to earn the appreciation of your honest critics and to endure the betrayal of false friends. It's to appreciate beauty. It's to see the best in others. And Emerson said this. He said, at the end of every day, know that at least one individual has breathed easier because you've lived. He said, now that's success. So dare to think differently, craft your own definition of success, and the final piece of advice that I would give you is one that I've given my 3 children every opportunity I've had for the last 18 years. I say it to them when they get out of the car at school. I say it to them when they leave home. I say it to them when I leave home before they do, and you're probably going to roll your eyes at me the same way that they do. They usually finish my sentence for me. But as they get out of the car, as I leave the house, I say, okay now guys, today, take an opportunity to love somebody that's not very lovable. Oh my goodness, how we live in a world that just seems to be angry. A world that pushes you into making a choice. Are you blue or are you red? Are you for or are you against? And let me suggest to you that some of the people around us that are most in need of our love, of our compassion, of a lift up, are the people that seem the angriest and those that are the toughest to love. You know, I continue to believe that one of the measures of your love, one of the measures of my love, one of the measures of our inner strength is our willingness to stand up for those individuals that can't stand up for themselves. Or it's found in our willingness to stand up for those ideals that maybe an awful lot of the folks around you think just aren't the right thing to be standing for. Let me challenge you, Flowery Branch Falcons, as you graduate, to dare to think differently, craft your own definition of success, and every day find an opportunity to love someone who doesn't seem all that lovable. You know, it was George Washington Carver who reminded us to be tender with the young, be compassionate with the old, be sympathetic with those people who are striving, and to be tolerant of both the weak and the wrong. For at some time in your life, you will be every one of those. Flowery Branch Falcons, we are proud of you. We wish you nothing but the best. And I pray that God's blessings will be with you every day of your lives. Congratulations. In accordance with the regulations and the policies of your Hall County Board of Education in the state of Georgia, and on behalf of your Hall County Board of Education and myself, I hereby declare that these members of the class of 2014 have met all requirements and are therefore eligible to be designated as graduates of the best high school in America, Flowery Branch High School.
Before we get started, I just want to give a few instructions or ask for some cooperation. Everybody here is here because they're proud of somebody, and we want you to clap when your student's name is called. But we want you to keep it really short so that the next parent can hear their child's name. So clap and then give it. Joanne Shiraj Jacob, valedictorian with honor. Taylor Morgan Kay, salutatorian with honor. Victoria Lynn Cox, president with honor. Bailey Caroline Smith, vice president. Karina Anselmo, with honor. Kenneth John Bell, with honor. Anna Kathleen Black, with honor. Chandler Joseph Brown, with honor. Xenia Seong Young, with honor. Sarah Elizabeth Clack, with honor. Cameron A. Clark, with honor. Michael Carson Page Clement, with honor. Abigail Brooke Copenhaver, with honor. Emily Christine Coughlin, with honor. Michael Reed Daniel, with honor. Derek Rashawn Dolman, with honor. Jacqueline Grace Fennick, with honor. Alexis N. Gertz, with honor. Emily Rose Haig, with honor. Donald C. Harper, with honor. Samantha Helmick Schwartzmiller, with honor. Austin Hicks, with honor. Megan Marlena Houlihan, with honor. Savannah Lane Howard with honor. Ivana Pamela Iriarte with honor. Stephanie Jarrett with honor. Amanda Lynn Johnson with honor. Miles Logan Johnson with honor. Nathan Randall Caddick with honor. Lauren Danielle Killebrew with honor. Alyssa L. Labrie with honor. Chanel Marina Lear with honor. Lindsay Ann Lester with honor. Bailey Nell Little with honor. Dominic S. Lowe with honor. Erin Nora Lutumbo with honor. Hannah Merle Mallory with honor. Allison Danielle Moore with honor. Cheryl A. Morris with honor. Anais Catherine Natal with honor. Christopher M. Olmsted with honor. Josie Hope Orr with honor. Megan Haley Pritchard with honor. Tyler J. Siebert with honor. Lauren Kristen Civils with honor. Madison Nicole Smith with honor. Alexandra Jane Taggart with honor. Carlos Javier Tollard with honor. Lauren Nicole Tewksbury with honor. Faith Thomason with honor. Lauren K. Townsend with honor. Kim T. Tran with honor. Haley Troxel with honor. Kayla Troxel with honor. Angelina H. Vela with honor. James Lee Watkins with honor. Michaela Beth Geary with honor. Casey Marie Zeller with honor. Naeem Bakruddin Abdulaziz. Adante D. Aguilar. Brenda Aguilar. Oscar Almanzar. Jessica M. Anderson. Sophia V. Arguello. Anna E. Argueta. Gabrielle E. Argueta. Joseph John Arnene. Erin E. Arthurs. Matthew C. Arthurs. Nicholas A. Ashme. John Robert Avery II. Brendan L. Iastrin. Brittany Nicole Bailey. James Austin Baird. Ariel Levon Baker. Elizabeth Grace Ballou. Kirsten Rochelle Baltus. And Jordan D. Banks.
Nicholas Oliver Baumgart. Andres Javier Pico. Tyler G. Bennett. Jacob Andrew Bentley. John R. Blaylock. Matthew Robert Blomquist. Rainey Alexis Bond. Philippus Rudolph Botha. Brendan Tobin Boylan. Carla Brian Bradbury. Holly Elizabeth Bramlett. Joseph C. Brett. Paige Bridges. Damian John Warner. Thomas J. Bullwinkle. Gabrielle M. Burke. Tara Leanne Burns. Warren H. Cow. James Thomas Chanel Ford. Maz Chaudhry. Christopher S. Chudy. Connor Jacob Clark. Caitlin M. Clark. Kellen M. Clark. Austin C. Clayton. Matthew Lucas Cobbs. Keaton F. Coker. Ashley Nicole Coleman. Mandy Coleman. Angelia J. Kalunga. Hannah Grace Conley. Austin Wesley Cook. Brianna Nicole Cooper. Ryan Wesley Corrigan. Brian Douglas Cowman. John Tyler Crane. Samuel Ryan Crane. Alexandra Frederick Crow. Bridget C. Kubia. Nicholas Christopher Curtin. Bryce Kamen Daigle. Cameron Robert Davis. Melissa Gabrielle Dawson. James Davidson Dean. Madeline Heather DeRusha. Roger Dean Dayton Jr. Sasha Diaz. Amani Letitia Dillon. Kayla M. Despain. Colin Reed Dorster. Brianna A. Dover. William B. Dowling. Matt H. Duncan. Catalina Rose Gunn. Duncan L. Eck. Ashley Nicole Elder. Joshua Jerome Elder. Erica Danielle Embry. Genesis Del Carmen Escarate. Noel Espinosa. Joanna Escobar. Destiny M. Essex. Madison Grace Fail. Kyle P. Podolsky. Trent Daniel Farmer. Joseph Connor Fenwick. Timothy James Buck. Tristan Paul Phillip. Taylor J. Frillo. Amanda Lena Fleming. Mackenzie L. Fletcher. Cassidy L. Floyd. Nicholas Scott Passard. Victoria Brooke Frederick. Stephen A. Gale. Crystal Garcia. Kayla Garcia. Monica Garcia. Noelle Garcia. Dylan C. Jabot.
Abby N. Gibson. Ryan Wesley Gill. Destiny Nicole Gimnick. Fortino Gonzalez. Alencio K. Graham. Sarah M. Granger. Haley Mackenzie Gray. Emily Caitlin Green. Aaron R. Griffin. John Herschel Griffin. Deanna M. Guerrero. Abby N. Hamilton. Levi T. Harden. Ryan L. Harden. Brittany Diane Harrell. Whitney Harrell. Caitlin Rose Hope. Haley Hedberg. Nelson M. Enriquez. Luis J. Hernandez. Logan Demari Hollers. Victoria L. Hauser. August L. Huckleberry. Elijah R. Hudson. Sydney D. Huff. William Dudley Hunt V. Taylor Hutchinson. Emilia Ibarra. Margarita Ibarra Vasquez. Kyra C. Isaacs. Jeremy James. Brandon Jarvis. Manuel J. Hasso. Pinshad Jenkins. Ayla T. Johnson. Elizabeth Diane Johnson. Kyle A. Johnson Jr. Zachary Lee Johnson. Daniel Stephen Jones. Lacey Marie Jones. Holly Nicole Jocelyn. Jessica Marie Justice. Chad Nicholas Taylor. Levi Benjamin Kicklighter. Jordan R. Kidd. Haston D. Kilby. Carly E. Kilcrease. Devontae S. King. Tyler Lane Kirtland. Keith Allen Kloiber Jr. Connor W. Knotts. Autumn L. Kopesky. Chelsea Marie Woodford Copson. Megan D. Lafferty. Andrew Laidlaw. Daniel A. Layler. Ruben Gail Lara. Christopher LaRoche. Jonathan B. Ledford. Isabel Victoria Lee. Alexandra C. Lemaster. Genevieve Marie Leopold. Emily Kate Loggins. Caitlin M. Lopez. Deja L. Loving. Cassidy Lynn Lowe. Colton P. Likens. Gavin P. Lynn. Anna R. Lyons. Daniel G. McGinn. Mackenzie Brooke Martin. Manuel U. Martinez. Chris A. Mata. Megan L. Matt. Jessica L. Morrow. Kiaja Nikwe McBride. James A. McCollum. Justin A. McDougall. Thomas Lynn McGahee. Alyssa Brianna McKay. Bailey Ann McWilliams. Dahlia Medeiros. Eric Mendoza. Keita Lane Mark. Taban Elise Merida. Hannah M. Michelina. Andrew C. Miles. Emma N. Miller. Caitlin L. Mitchell. Kevin D. Mitchell. Michael Terrence Mitchell. Isaac Demarius Mines. Alejandro Montoya. Olivia Moody. Andrew Warren Moon. Hannah K. Marie. Aaron S. Morinson. Jamie Palalo Munquea. Thomas C.
C. Murray. Quentin B. Newman. Natalia Noakes.
Wade.
Anderson James Norris. Drew M. Norris. Melissa Ann Notable. Madison Gail O'Brien. Brenda R. O'Connor. Brittany Jessica O'Connor. Kyle G. Ober. Amanda Brooke Oresco. Tyler Orr. Abraham Ortiz. Danielle Jeanette Overstreet. Sierra Marie Owens. Lindsay Marie Palmer. Wendy Vanessa Canales. Catherine Payne. Mario Pedraza Guerrero. Ashley Lavelle Fagan. Savannah Marie Brooke Fagan. Mary Magdalene Juanita Philpott. Bennett M. Fillion. Ethan Thomas Pilcher. Samantha Noel Pilgrim. Diana Victorina Palaginico. Caroline Elizabeth Porter. Matthew Willard Potter. David Alexander Potters. Taylor Alexander Prince. Blakely A. Prince. William Zachary Probst. Kennedy A. Queen. Austin Rader. Adrian Ramos. Brittany R. Ramos. Jamon D. Randolph. Molly E. Ray. Eric Reyes. Benjamin W. Rich. Austin James Riddle. Tiffany Kayla Ryder. Matthew G. Roddy. Eric M. Roberts. Wesley Dalton Robertson. Travis Lance Romines. Graham Sawyer Roper. Matthew J. Runyons. Audrey L. Sachs. Spencer D. Santman. Alexandra R. Schuck. Cory Francis Seabolt. Justin Daniel Seabolt. Jonathan Say. Patricia G. Selkirk. Sophia Isabel Ceres. Zachary M. Shaffer. Madison April Sharp. Yvonne Rose Shawhan.
Logan Wayne Shook. Julia Caitlin Sinkowitz. Bailey Cheyenne Sims. Christian D. Skinner. James R. Slavitt. Dylan Smith. Durden Lofton Smith. Matthew Thor Marquavis Smith. Megan A. Smith. Ryan Alexander Stahl. Morgan Lee Stanley. Jaquan W. Stevens. Michael Christopher Stevens. Leah Caitlin Steinstrom. Samuel Connor Stokes. Leanne Amir Strudy. Joseph R. Tangway. Kaylee Nicole Tanner. Giselle M. Teeple. Cory A. Thomas. Jessica A. Thomas. Joshua K. Thomas. Justin A. Thompson. Kayla M. Tito. Catherine Torres. Craig Charles Tostenson. Jennifer D. Tran. Tao Jennifer Tran. Jocelyn Sadie Troche. Charles I. Trier. Uwe Dwight Trowers. Sandra Valdez. Adrian Velasquez. Lakin J. Bidkus. Thomas Henry Wade II. David Anthony Dean Waldman. Nathaniel Brian Walls. Austin M. Wortcote. Kobe James Lloyd Washington. Brianna Janae Watkins. Lauren M. Waycaster. Aaron Whitinger. Cody J. Whitworth. Bethany Faith Wicker. Sarah E. Wilma. Roxanne Elaine Wilson. Ben A. Woodford. Brooke Ashley Ann Wright. Brian C. Young. Gustavo Zavala Jr.
21 students will receive their diploma, or we already have. And in this senior class, students will compete in collegiate tennis, cross country, football, baseball, soccer, and golf. There are students majoring in music, dance, and theater. And we also have students who will perform in bands around the world, go to culinary school, attend military academy, and join the armed forces. Without the help of everyone in this room, we would not have made it here today. Our family and friends have watched us grow from little babies into independent adults. Our teachers and administrators kept a watchful eye on us during the school day. And our friends were always there for support and advice. On behalf of the graduates around me, thank you. Was a second home for me and many others because of the love and support we received from all of you, everyone in here. Dr. Carter, you had some tough shoes to fill. Dr. Coleman led Flower Ranch for 11 years, and I remember how nervous everyone was about having a new principal. I also remember listening to the rumors about how mean and strict you were going to be. And luckily for us, you erased any doubts and only modified our school for the better. You are a wonderful addition to the branch. I can't wait to hear about all the great improvements you will make in the next few years, because I'm sure my mom or my sisters will call me with all the details and let me know what's going on. And thank you for always having an open door and listening to our opinions. Thank you for your willingness to try new ideas. And most of all, thank you for your dedication to the school and to all of us in it. Dr. Graduates, will please rise. Move your tassel from right to left. And now everyone who participated in All-State Chorus will lead us in the alma mater. If you would like to join us in singing the alma mater, the words are on the back side of the program. We made it! Yeah!
If you remain seated as our graduates exit. Please remain seated until our graduates are all filed out. Thank you.
telling Diane how to get in here?
Yes.
Well, I tried to call her and she didn't answer, so.
Amari.
It's awesome.